Zafar Islam. Sir, welcome to the show. My first question is what the Congress has come out and practically called the new parliament a personal vanity project of the Prime Minister.
In fact, when you just do a back testing, then you will realize that it is the Congress party, and more particularly it is Jairam Ramesh, who had proposed a new parliament and all the Central Vista plan when they were in the government. Today they are having a double speak. Secondly, they are trying to mislead the nation. Thirdly, it is important because their report suggests that the old parliament, the existing parliament, which is where the business is being transacted currently, is actually not in a good shape, and a new parliament building must come up. So it is their double speak purely because they know that there is a complete bankruptcy of issues as far as Congress party is concerned. So they are raising issues which is not an issue at all for the people of this great country, because they all understand that a new parliament must come up. And it is not for anyone's legacy, but it is a necessity, and the Honorable Prime Minister is doing everything what is required for the nation and not for himself. People know that he does everything to safeguard the interests of the people and to safeguard the interests of the nation. And whatever it takes, it has to be done, and no amount of criticism will actually deter him, because he is very committed to do things good for India. And he is doing it without any hesitation, because he is doing everything which is correct, which is right, and which is seen as right by the people of this great country, except the Congress party, which is actually having a bankruptcy of issues. That's why they are not able to talk anything but raising issues like this.
All right. Mr. Zafar Islam, it's not just the Congress. There have been certain, architects, there have been certain civil activists who have also been attached to raising objections where the Central Vista is concerned. But Rahul Srivastava, I want to bring you in because many would suggest, wasn't this debate already settled? You know, we've debated it many times over. We've talked about how, yes, definitely we need a new parliament building. It's something which possibly every parliamentarian, or even you who've covered many seasons of parliament, know that India desperately did need a new parliament building.
Yeah, Preeti, see, India needs a new parliament building. For that, started sometime in 2012, July. I was there covering the event when Meera Kumar, the then Speaker of Lok Sabha, set up two committees. Now, there were two committees. One was a JPC, in fact, which today is a very hard thing to get. It was a JPC for the maintenance of heritage, character and development of Parliament House complex. This other was a standing technical committee, which was supposed to be an advisory to the committee. Then the CPWD in that period wrote and said that the Parliament building does need major renovations. T.K. Vishwanathan, the General Secretary of Lok Sabha, said that there is need for an alternative complex as existing is heavily used. Mr. Jairam Ramesh at that time has very strongly come out in favor of that building, and he had said that we need a new one because this one is difficult to function in. Now, given all that track record, it is an admission of failure to maintain the old one. Now, look at the democracies in UK and the US. Aren't they living in their old the parliament buildings? They are. In fact, Mr. Shashi Tharoor of the Congress party and Ajay Makan, who was the sports minister at that time, had taken a line contrary to what their own party was saying and also to what the speaker was saying. They were in favor that the old building should be left alone, maintained better, and there can be expansions elsewhere in the Parliament Annex building, which is there. Now, the point which is very critical here is that I think the Congress chose the wrong person. Jairam Ramesh, having backed the new building, need for a new building, he's the wrong person to be doing that. I think Jairam should have remembered that there will be political attack on it. But I think the idea behind the whole debate or the discussion and the political tutu meme is that at one time we used to talk about policy paralysis in the country. The BJP exploited that. But today there is a parliamentary paralysis. The parliament is not working. And I think in that context, the very idea of a new building gets defeated if the parliament is not really functioning.
Right.
Because the right to protest is not absolute in the Indian constitution, and neither is the right to govern. And that is why we should look at the idea of a new building from the context what Parliament is doing today.